Welcome once again back to Maria's Tasty Treats. Today we are making s'mores cupcakes. Hi Maria, and this is Maria's Tasty Treats. Okay, first thing you're gonna do is preheat your oven to 325 degrees, and then start that so we can get started. So we're gonna start by making the little graham cracker crust under the cupcakes. So to do that, we're going to get some graham crackers. We're gonna open these up, and it calls for 1 1/4 cups of graham crackers, but you need a little extra to sprinkle on top of the cupcake after they're finished. So I just put in, just a little bit more to be safe, so I just put in 1 pack. And make sure these fit in there. And you're gonna add 5 tablespoons of sugar. Okay. Then you're going to blend it up. We're going to do it on high. Turn your blender off, and once they're almost fully well processed, you're going to add in 5 tablespoons of butter. Now you can add it in all at once. You don't have to do it little by little. This just helps the crumbs to come together a little bit. So you don't want to do this for long, for about 5 seconds, and turn it off. Okay, so that's it for the mixing part. So we can take our blade out. And I was just using a food processor. This is just a Ninja food processor. So take your blade out, and then we're gonna put it in our cupcake liners. Okay, so we made our crust, and we're going to put it into our cupcake liners and bake that before we make the actual cupcake batter. So you're going to put 1 1/2 tablespoons of crust in each cupcake liner, and you're going to just press it down so it makes kind of a crust at the bottom. And I'm gonna do that for the rest of this dozen, and then we're going to pop these in the oven. So once you have pushed these down to make your crust, you're going to pop those in the oven at 325 for 7 minutes. After the crust came out of the oven, I let them cool, and we're going to start the cupcake part of our s'mores cupcakes. The cupcake part is a chocolate cupcake, so we're going to start by adding 1 1/2 cups of all-purpose white flour. So like the last video you might have seen of the chocolate and peanut butter cupcakes, you want to do the same thing with the knife, the back edge of the knife, to get that perfect, clean cut at the top. We're going to get the back. Okay, so, and then we're going to move on to our sugar. So our sugar, we're just going to do 1 cup of sugar. So you can just do a cup. And then we're going to add that in there. And then we're going to do 1/3 of a cup of cocoa powder. So again, with the back of the knife. And then add that in the same mixture. Then we are going to do our salt, which is 1 teaspoon salt. Remember, always go less instead of more. Then we're going to do 1 teaspoon baking soda. Okay, we're gonna mix that all together. So we get our chocolate mixture. And then we're gonna set that aside for our wet ingredients. So here we have our our wet ingredients. So we have 1/2 cup oil. I use canola oil, but you could also use vegetable oil, either or. So we're going to put 1/2 cup of oil in and 1 cup of room temperature water. Okay, and then you're going to add in 2 eggs. Then you're going to add 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. We're going to mix that together. And we're going to then add in our dry ingredients slowly. I think we're going to do this time, I think we're going to do half and then half. I'm trying to figure out how to make the cupcakes as thick as possible. And I think doing less mixing is the way to do it. So we'll do another half. We're going to mix that in. Then we're gonna put it in our cupcake liners. Okay, so we're going to put our cupcake batter into our graham cracker crust cupcake containers. So we're going to get an ice cream scoop like we did last time, and we're going to put them in our cupcake holders one at a time. Now you're probably gonna need less for this because since the graham crackers have taken up some room, it's not gonna need all the room for the batter. So just do maybe half the scoop, just whatever fits. Okay, so we're going to put these in the oven at 350 degrees for 15 minutes. And if they're not done in 15 minutes, insert a toothpick to the middle of them and see if it comes out clean, then they're finished. So we're gonna put it in for 15 minutes. And then we're going to make our meringue buttercream frosting. Okay, so you're going to get a double boiler, which is just about 2 cups of water in a saucepan with a glass bowl over. And in your double boiler, you're gonna turn the heat on first. Then you're going to put 4 egg whites right in. Then you're going to automatically start mixing. You don't want the eggs to cook because nobody wants scrambled eggs in the frosting. So you're gonna start whisking those. You're going to put 1 cup of sugar. And you're gonna whisk again. You want the sugar and the egg whites to be fully incorporated with each other. So you just want them to both be all together. Okay. So you're gonna put these in. sure your bowl doesn't tip. Don't touch your bowl with your hands, it's very hot. So you're just going to touch it with, okay, so you're going to mix those up. Then you're going to put 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract in. And 1/2 teaspoon of cream of tartar. Cream of tartar really makes the frosting whip really well. So you want to definitely make sure you have that in there. So you're going to whisk those two up with this. Then, once you have that together, you're going to set a timer for 5 minutes. And you're going to keep mixing. Just keep mixing. Okay, so after you mix that for 5 minutes, you're going to take the bowl, it's very hot. Okay, so you're going to put that in your stand-up mixer with the whisk attachment, and you're going to whisk it on high for about 4 to 7 minutes, so about 5 minutes, until it forms very firm and stiff peaks, okay? So you want them to really, like, if you scoop it up, to be really stiff. Okay, so once your frosting is fully whipped, you will know because if you take a spoon and you mix your frosting and the little peak that comes out doesn't bend too much when you lift it out, then you know it's done. So you're going to take a handful of your frosting and put it into your piping bag. Okay, it's a very airy frosting, so you're gonna have to push it down a lot to really get a full amount in it, in the piping bag. So push it down, and then I think that's all we can fit. You're going to fold your sides up. And you're going to push your icing down. You don't want it to come out the bottom, so you don't push it out too much. Okay, then you twist, and you're going to start piping. Remember, from the outside, then you're going to go in, and then up. So outside, in, up. And then we're going to do that for the rest of them. And if your piping, if your frosting or icing runs out, you want to just reopen your bag. It's all twisted. You just reopen your bag, fold down the sides again, and then add more icing in. Okay, so I put 1 bag of chocolate chips, Nestle chocolate chips, in a double boiler, and I put about 1.5 cups of heavy cream. So you're going to mix that until the chocolate melts fully. It takes a little while for it to get started, but once it gets started, it goes pretty quick. So you're going to wait till some chocolate starts to melt, and then we're gonna mix it. Okay, so once your chocolate is fully melted, it will look like this, just like a ganache. You're going to put it into your piping bag with a small little round tip in a cup because it is very liquidy. So you want to put all of it. It's probably easiest actually to just take the bowl and pour it in. And once it gets right there, stop that, put it down. Then we're going to fold up the sides of our piping bag and twist it up. You want to hold the thing up top out like this, or else it will leak out, and you're gonna put it in the freezer for 2 minutes. So to top off our s'mores cupcakes, we're going to put the chocolate ganache we made, and we're gonna drizzle it on top of each cupcake. So it just looks like a nice little touch to the cupcakes.